Up next on stage, Alexander is sick. I mean, we know that from CeBIT. Every once in a while, a speaker, as well as the audience or the moderators, get a little sick. So we will move on to our very last part of the day on this stage, because later on we will have the one and only famous Jeff Jarvis, the man that coined the phrase, "What would Google do?" Over at the center stage. So make sure after we're done here, you stick around a little longer, grab something to eat and drink, and wait for Jeff Jarvis, who will be like the last big speaker of the day at the center stage. So for now, what we do on this stage here is we do a little wrap up from what we learned this day, what are our main takeaways. Nicole and I, Nicole has been curating the stage here and me moderating it. We'll chat a little bit about what happened today. And we have Yo-Yo around, also known as Beetlebum, and he will actually do a little comic of our wrap-up. So you can see up there the way Yo-Yo and as a comic drawer understood what happened today. Nico, welcome on the stage.
Yes, thank you. Hey, the mic is working, great.
Is your mic working?
Yeah, I think it's working.
Is the camera working? The screen is not yet. Well, I know that Yo-Yo asked me not to ask him anything, but I really need to know that. Do you read science fiction?
Yes.
What do you read?
Wool was the last one. It was also on the slide, I think. It's a dystopian science fiction.
So you like reading about the apocalypse? Well, Nicole,
Hey,
how has your
Lena.
day been?
Busy, great.
Yeah.
How was your day?
It was fun. When I introduced the stage, what's going to go on here at the center stage, I said we're going to have a lot of creatures up here today. Because we started with unicorns and then we had cyborgs and robots and stuff. So it seemed like we had a pretty weird day today.
Yeah, but let's start to talk about unicorns. I love unicorns.
Yeah,
what's the story about unicorns? I mean, Nico told us a lot about it. So,
well, unicorns, except from that we all like unicorns, and you asked me not to tell the story, but you all know what these glittery thingies are called.
Oh,
right?
Lena, you can't do that.
They say glitter in real is not glitter, but unicorn vomit. You don't think that's funny? I think that's funny. Okay, we started the morning with unicorns. We had a very famous expert on worms here. It was Nico.
Yeah, Nico from F-Secure. So he's a great guy, talking about cybercrime, and that we actually can make big money with cybercrime.
Unicorns normally are companies in the online world that make that are worth more than $1 billion, right? That's what a unicorn is. And he tried to explain us, is there unicorns in cybercrime? And he said that in a way there are, but on the other hand there's not, because if you're rated to be worth more than $1 billion, you should actually be at the stock market. And cybercrime organizations obviously are not companies that you can actually buy a share of.
No, unfortunately not. Or maybe fortunate.
Fortunately. And when I asked him what can we learn from cybercrime, he said, like, well, you can learn how to avoid paying taxes.
Right.
So we should all become criminals to become rich on the net. That's basically what he said, right?
He did, in a way.
Yeah.
In a way he did.
And who was next? Oh, Pepper was next.
Oh, Pepper. I mean, Pepper is probably the most cutest robot I've ever seen. So if you haven't cuddled Pepper yet, so you need to have a look at the loft and do that. Because I mean, he's so cute.
It's almost as cute as a unicorn. Pepper can do the fist bump, it's really cute. And Pepper got kind of bored here up on stage.
Oh yeah, and he was like doing that.
She's like, first she got bored, and why is that a girl actually? It got bored and had the head hanging down, and then it started talking and interrupting all the time. And the chaperone, Nicola, he'd go like, baby, quiet now. It sounded like they were married. That was cute.
Very cute. Yeah, if you tickle Pepper, he says,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does.
Really? So
Oh,
we
she-
learned a lot about what's going to be the future of humanoid robots. That was pretty much fun. And then we went to
Look at the I like the
the Is that what we're actually talking about?
Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about. It's a little bit like the Muppet Show, you
It's
know,
like
these two old guys.
You're a
Okay, here we go.
Stadler.
What are you saying?
You're a Stadler if we're the Muppet
Oh,
Show.
great, thank you.
So from Pepper, we went over. We had cyborgs.
Well, but first we had Sammy.
Oh, Sammy. Yeah. What did we learn from Sammy?
Sammy was talking about
What he told me.
feeling about robots.
And what
how
he
robots
told
can
me, he said
feel.
like the difference between a robot and a machine is that you actually have to have a university degree as a human being to be able to use a machine, whereas a robot is basically programmed to have a degree in human-centeredness. So there's no need to know anything about robots, but you can still interact with them.
Yeah,
So it's like the smart machine as a robot. That was,
it was quite fun actually.
yeah. And then we had the cyborgs.
Yeah, then we had the cyborgs and
We had blood on stage.
oh yeah, big.
The fun thing is like everyone said, like it's not going to be bloody. There's not going to be blood. We had the
there's
live
blood.
implant of an RFID chip into under the skin of someone, and they said like, okay, it's just a needle, and we just shoot it in there, and there's not going to be blood, until he hid,
Rick's hand.
and there was a lot of blood.
Oh, there was. And Rick was so scared
He didn't look.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't look at all. But he's fine. So I've saw him just now.
He's
so-
going to have a huge bruise tomorrow. That's what they say. Those chips are actually quite interesting. It's like what I thought is I have a dog, and she has a chip in her neck. So I thought like
Yeah,
Rick
my
is now on
dog
the
as
same
well.
level as my dog. He
Yeah.
has a chip, but there is a difference to those chips. It's not only RFID; it's also NFC. So you can have information on it, like very
Yeah.
little information, but you can have information on the chip.
Yeah, but you know what? I just had a very interesting talk with some of the guys in the backstage area, and we were talking about. I mean, we do have already technology in our body. If you think about pacemakers, I mean, it's
Right.
nothing else than technology, and some of us couldn't survive without a pacemaker. So,
Or the cochlear implant that
Oh, yeah.
people get to hear.
Yeah.
That's true.
so
think
it's
the
actually not that new that you have technology under your skin. So
I think it's because it's not used for medical purposes. But I mean,
Right.
what do people use those RFID chips for? They use them for opening doors, starting their motorcycles, have their business card on it. It's kind of,
yeah,
weird and fun. And
It's
why would
weird.
you do it? I mean, there was so much blood for so little information under your skin. I wouldn't do it. Would you do it?
Well, probably not yet, but I think in the future I would think about it, yeah. I would love to open my door and go to the fitness and don't need any keys or something like that. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Let's think about it again. So, what else did we have today?
Oh, we had the dude, the underwater workplace, Uli Kunz.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's a great guy.
Because we keep talking about like how technology changes our workplace, and then we had a marine biologist here, and he talked about how his workplace underwater changed through technology, and
Oh, yeah, and he was talking about the Maya scalp, so that
Yeah, they
that,
would
that
have
one can stay underwater, and you don't need to bring it at land, actually. So it stays underwater, and you can get all the data from it via technology, so you can save it underwater.
which is really interesting. But the fun part of his story was that when he was almost swallowed by a whale. I mean, it's like, yeah, technology, that's cool. Tell us the story about that big humpback whale that came to swallow you. And he was like, okay, I'll tell the story.
And he brought a picture with him, right?
He brought the picture
Yeah.
where you see two big humpback whales, and he's in the middle, and they almost swallowed him.
Oh, yeah, right.
We can call him Jonah from today on, like the biblical story.
Yeah.
And now we just learned something about
Science fiction.
what I thought was interesting is like space elevator. We learn how we align our visions. So when people back in the day asked, like, what is this cell phone supposed to be? The whole world knew what guys were talking about when they said cell phone, when they said, like, it's like the Star Trek communicator. And I was like,
Ah. Star Trek, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like what he says, like, is you learn a lot. You align your vision. You find words for concepts that are in the future, and that's why no one knows them, by referring to science fiction. He talked about the space elevator. It's like, why would people need this or that? Why would you develop certain technologies? He'd be like, yeah, but if people said, like, I do it because, we want to build the space elevator, everyone would think, yeah, uh-huh.
It's a bit like storytelling, right? So it's storytelling about science fiction. So you use science fiction in order to tell your story, right? Somehow.
Yeah, but in a way, it also arises expectations that cannot be met, because it's like we all thought we're going to fly around the space, and we're still stuck on Earth. You cannot beam us any other place. We learned that from Star Trek, didn't work. So in a way,
Right.
it's kind of sad. We read stories about how we're supposed to be those days from the 60s, and we figure out, no, we haven't changed much. Too bad.
Okay, what's on tap tomorrow?
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't read the program yet, so
Well,
I'm still overwhelmed by today's program.
no, we will. I think a main topic tomorrow will be talking about our kids in a digital world and how they develop, and what are the challenges and opportunities. So I think that will be a great thing to listen tomorrow, and lots of other stuff coming up tomorrow. So stay tuned. And
So today we had
Yeah.
technology helping us. Tomorrow we have technology and kids.
yeah,
Well, that will be exciting.
yeah, it will be. So
Basically,
that's it for
the
today,
day.
right?
We'll meet everyone. We'll meet you later at Jeff Jarvis.
Yeah, Jeff. Don't miss Jeff Jarvis.
What will Google do, Jeff Jarvis? The dude who wrote the book, What Will Google Do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see, or actually let's listen what he has.
Brought with us. Here's
Exactly.
something about a sauna experience he's not going to talk about.
I'm sure he will. Here we go. He is.
There you
Hi,
are.
Jeff. Looking forward, to your talk. So
Wonderful.
great. Then
So-
thank you so much.
Grab something to drink.
Yes. So the bar's still open, and and we have at 6 o'clock, or actually at 6:15, I think.
We have the Twitwalk.
We have the Twitwoch, and we do have Damian Salazar from Buenos Aires playing here his great guitar. So you shouldn't miss that one as well.
And if you want to see the wonderful pictures of Beetlebum, they will be hung up over there.
Yeah.
Right? Thank you very
So
much.
thank you so
Julia.
much.
Thank you very much for having been our audience.
Thank you. Oh, that's cool.